Watch all episodes of Citadel Diana now on Prime Video.
Reggie, I won't let anything happen to you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the best of action cinema in the 21st century to this point.
How do you know this place even exists?
I was born there.
If you're looking for even more action, be sure to check out all episodes of Citadel Diana on Prime Video now.
Ora i nostri agenti sono allo scoperto. Nomi, dati, indirizzi. Li sta uccidendo uno per uno.
Cosa?
Number 30, Nobody. A former assassin getting pulled back into a life of violence may not be the most original plot for an action movie, but Nobody still pulls it off well.
Am I really now that predictable?
From where I sit, Mr. Mansell, everyone is.
The film follows Hutch Mansell, whose repetitive family life drives him to seek a violent outlet. However, Hutch ends up in more trouble than he bargained for.
I was just trying to keep damage to a minimum.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Lead actor Bob Odenkirk may not be the typical action hero, but he still manages to kick plenty of ass here. Car chases, booby trap-laden ambushes, and that epic boss fight are just a few of the reasons why nobody should overlook this action movie.
Hey,
Right?
guys.
What are you still doing here, old man?
Number 29, 300. The memes may have added to this movie's fame, but the rest of it holds up as well.
Madness.
This is Sparta!
Larger than life in the best possible way, 300 is a movie based on a comic book based on real history. It details the story of 300 Spartans holding out against a far more numerous Persian army. However, since it's told in-universe as a story, the embellishments and ridiculous muscles make sense.
Earthquake.
No, Captain. Battle formations.
Featuring more muscles and slow-mo than you can shake a spear at, 300 delivers on epic action. Its battle scenes feature plenty of visual spectacle that makes every frame feel like a painting, or at least a comic page.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
Number 28, SPL, Sha Po Lang, aka Killzone. Hong Kong crime dramas often feature plenty of action and martial arts mixed in, and SPL Sha Po Lang is one of the best. Sometimes known as Killzone, SPL follows Donnie Yen's Ma Kwun, a police inspector transferred into a precinct where his predecessor is determined to catch a triad boss before retirement. Tinged with an air of tragedy and featuring plenty of action and twists throughout, SPL really pulls out all the stops for its finale. Donnie Yen versus Sammo Hung is epic enough, but the penultimate alley fight against Wu Jing regularly makes it onto our best fight lists for a good reason. The speed of it is spectacular. Number 27, Kingsman, The Secret Service.
Manners maketh man.
After the resourceful and street-smart Eggsy sees a well-dressed agent demolish some thugs, he eventually applies to join the secretive Kingsman agency. His fantastic journey entertained us while shaking up the spy genre. Eggsy and the other characters are self-aware enough to poke fun at various action cliches.
What about these? What do these do?
Electrocute you.
Don't be ridiculous. It's a hand grenade.
Shut up.
At the same time, the narrative embraces its genre with slick and unforgettable fight sequences. Every time Eggsy and his friends rushed into battle, we knew we were in for a tightly choreographed and refreshing scene. Their adventures all took place in a quirky world that was later explored in a sequel and a prequel. In the end, Eggsy's Kingsman's journey opened the doors to a new and exciting franchise.
So, are we gonna stand around here all day? Or are we gonna fight?
Number 26, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
If we're gonna date, you may have to defeat my 7 evil exes.
You have 7 evil ex-boyfriends?
7 evil exes, yes.
And I have to defeat your 7 evil exes if we're going to continue to date?
Director Edgar Wright brilliantly balanced video game aesthetics, romantic comedy, and fast-paced scenes in this cult classic film. When Scott Pilgrim falls for Ramona Flowers, he learns that he must defeat her 7 evil exes. He takes on every single one of them, all in fight scenes that stand out from most films because they feel exactly like video game boss battles. In between climactic frays, Wright loaded the film with plenty of humor, Easter eggs, and quotable lines.
We are Sex Bomb, and we're here to make you think about death and get sad and stuff!
The movie also has the added bonus of having an absurdly stacked cast full of hilarious actors and future stars. If you're looking for a funny film with nostalgic references and innovative action scenes, then Scott's Story is a must-see.
I'm blowing up right now!
You are blowing up. Right now.
Number 25, Upgrade.
Okay, who's saying that?
I am STEM, the system operating your body for you. Don't be afraid.
A man named Gray is living a fairly humble life in an advanced society before it's suddenly turned upside down. After a vicious assault, he loses his wife and the ability to move his body. When an advanced computer chip helps him regain full motion, he decides to hunt down the ones responsible. Since Gray's advanced software can take over his body while he observes, we get darkly funny and unique fight scenes.
Okay, Stem, what are we doing, man?
Just relax.
All of the movie's heart-pounding sequences are shot extremely well and take advantage of the futuristic setting. And to top it all off, Upgrade has a few massive twists we won't ruin for you. The movie's slick action and surprising story made it a twisted and exciting romp through an uncertain future.
Still working the bugs out, huh? That's the problem with new technology.
Do something, Gray.
Number 24, Taken.
But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
We bet most moviegoers could recite the plot of Taken by heart. Audiences loved watching the middle-aged Liam Neeson fight to save his daughter and her friend from terrible fates. Although we're pulled in by the relatively grounded and gritty sequences, the movie's structure really stayed with us. Taken inspired an entire subgenre of movies where middle-aged characters, usually parents, stepped out of their normal lives to get vigilante justice. While many have come close to matching Taken's formula, none of them are as quotable as Neeson's original.
If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
The lines he recited before and after thrilling scenes still continue to be parodied and referenced over a decade later.
You don't remember me? We spoke on the phone 2 days ago. I told you I would find you.
Number 23, 21 Jump Street.
I enrolled you in the honors chemistry. Here's your new identities. All right? Brad and Doug McQuaid. The mission is this: infiltrate the dealers, find the supply.
Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum teamed up to star as a duo of unimpressive police officers that are asked to pose as high school students to solve a case. Not only do they have amazing comedic timing and chemistry, but they also excel at bringing hilarious action scenes to life. Each bombastic sequence manages to be more creative and funnier than the last. And along the way, they manage to take shots at everything from movie cop tropes to chase scenes. All of the nonsensical explosions and failures to fly are weaved into a solid and surprising story. Fortunately, we got to see the bumbling duo return to give us more high-octane and gut-busting scenes in 22 Jump Street. Number 22, 13 Assassins. Samurai films may be few and far between these days, but this remake proves the genre remains sharp. A semi-historical film, 13 Assassins follows a group of samurai determined to kill the shogun's brother, a sadistic madman. The style of the film is evocative of the greatest samurai films of the 20th century, while production values are the best of this century. The final battle, in which the assassins lay a massive trap for their target, is positively massive and contains both large-scale and small-scale encounters. "13 Assassins" delivers powerful drama, fantastic characters, and incredible action equal to anything in its or any other genre. Number 21, Hot Fuzz.
What about Lethal Weapon? No. You seen Die Hard, dude? No. Bad Boys 2?
What appeared to be a silly parody of buddy cop films shattered our expectations once we dove into the story. After an overachieving officer named Nicholas Angel is sent to a small town, he stumbles upon a dark conspiracy. He teams up with fellow cop and action movie lover Danny Butterman to bring the guilty parties out into the lights. The film's fast-paced editing made its high-octane sequences more distinct and funnier to watch. And we got heavily invested in Nicholas and Danny thanks to great character development.
Just want to be good at what I do.
You are good at what you do. You just gotta learn to switch off that big old melon of yours.
Every running gag, over-the-top scene, and fourth-wall-breaking movie reference build up a fantastic climactic shootout. Hot Fuzz isn't just a love letter to buddy cop films, it's a fantastic example of how great they can be.
Danny, let's roll. What are you thinking? Pub?
Number 20, Baby Driver.
The target is an armored truck at Perimeter Trust in Dunwoody, 10 a.m. sharp. We have the details of the route because someone at the depot has a nasal problem. The bank itself is right near the Buford Highway, so we should be able to hit the ramp within 60 seconds of getting out.
Edgar Wright's third and final entry on our list featured a getaway driver that stole our hearts. What Ansel Elgort's baby lacks in social skills, he more than makes up for with his great taste in music and superb driving abilities. His talents behind the wheel are brought to life with a combination of breathtaking practical stunts and clever editing techniques. And the music is perfectly weaved into the narrative. As Baby gets himself into deeper trouble, the sequences only get increasingly ambitious and jaw-dropping.
This is all your fault.
And incredibly talented actors like Jamie Foxx, Lily James, and John Hamm all ensure scenes outside the cars are just as compelling to watch. All of these elements come together in a beautiful symphony of suspense and talent.
Baby, we need to get out of here.
I just need one thing first. And then it's just us, music, and the road.
Number 19, Atomic Blonde. This spy thriller has a particularly stylish flair to it. Set in Berlin on the eve of the Berlin Wall's collapse, Atomic Blonde follows Lorraine Broughton, an MI6 agent brought in to recover a list of agents undercover in Berlin.
Well then. Shall we begin?
Along with its beautiful visuals, Atomic Blonde features plenty of twists and turns on Lorraine's journey to recover what she needs and escape Berlin. The action is a major highlight as well, with chases and shootouts galore. The crown jewel is easily the 10-minute-long fight scene in the stairwell, though, which is shot mostly in a single take. Atomic Blonde may not be as explosive as some other action movies, but it's still radioactive, and for once, that's a good thing.
That sounds good. Let's go.
Number 18, Dread. While it might raid some plot elements from a certain film we'll be discussing later, Dread is still a magnificent movie.
Save me a lot of paperwork if you just confess right now.
Based on the Judge Dredd comics, Dredd follows the titular judicial super cop as he and his rookie partner are pitted against a massive building run by a drug lord. The near-future dystopia on display is as fascinating as it is horrible.
Inside the walls, the cursed city, stretching from Boston to Washington, D.C. An unbroken concrete landscape.
The visuals and slow motion are incredible throughout and actually make 3D worth watching. The explosive action throughout feels like Dredd should be the rule for action movies everywhere. And as Dredd himself says, he is the law.
Law is not the law. I am the law.
Number 17, Gladiator. An action epic with a bit of prestige, Gladiator follows a Roman general who works his way up to challenge the emperor who betrayed him whilst enslaved as an arena fighter.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor, Marcus Aurelius.
Gladiator is one of the few movies on our list to win the Best Picture Oscar, and its quality is evident in every element of its production. The lavish sets and costumes, phenomenal acting, and incredible score lend plenty of majesty to this revenge tale.
Are we so different, you and I? You take life when you have to.
As I do.
I have only one more life to take. Then it is done.
Meanwhile, the battle scenes, both inside and outside the arena, are every bit as epic as the settings. Gladiator may not be our champion, but we can't say we're not entertained.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Number 16, Hero. The early 2000s were a renaissance for wuxia films, and Hero is one of the best. The film follows a nameless man who recounts defeating assassins who once tried to kill the founder of the Qin dynasty of China. However, the king doubts Nameless's story, leading to several alternate versions of events, presented thematically in different colors. Hero is a visually stunning and often tragic retelling of China's unification, with fight scenes that are as beautiful as they are exciting. No matter which version of events you prefer, Hero is a gorgeous action epic, bursting with atmosphere and powerful themes.
如月，把剑交给无名大侠，我跟飞雪人不离人，剑不离剑。
Number 15, Triple R.
ఊహించని చిత్ర విచిత్రం స్నేహానికి చాచిన హస్తం ప్రాణానికి ప్రాణం ఇస్తుందో తీస్.
One of the most fun, crowd-pleasing action movies in recent years, Triple R depicts the fictional friendship between two real Indian revolutionaries and their fight against the British. There's a little something for everyone in Triple R. Fantastic songs, incredible dancing, romance, bromance, and amazing period costumes. And we didn't forget about the action, which is positively glorious throughout. Epic rescues, thrilling escapes, incredible battles, and heartbreaking duels abound. Absolutely everything in Triple R goes as hard as possible, such that its 3-hour runtime positively flies by. It's no wonder it became a global mega hit. Number 14, Old Boy.
15년이라고 말해줬다면 조금이라도 견디기가 쉬워졌을까? 아니었을까?
Why was a man named Ode-Sue locked in a room for 15 years? The answer to that mystery requires a lot of detective work and quite a few punches. Although this film doesn't have as many action scenes as some other picks, the quality of its fights more than make up for that. The one-take sequence where Ode-Sue faces a group of attackers alone still takes our breath away. Ultimately, the best part of Old Boy are the numerous and complex twists that turn the entire story on its head again and again. Whether you know about the shocking reveals or not, we highly recommend giving this tense Korean classic your full attention.
역시 당신은 내가 발명한 괴물이야. 저 근데요, 이러면 외를 할 수가 없잖아요. 15년 동안 궁금했던 건데.
Number 13, The Born Ultimatum.
I'm sitting in my office.
I doubt that.
And why would you doubt that?
If you were in your office right now, we'd be having this conversation face to face.
The third entry in the Bourne franchise sees the amnesiac titular character uncover more truths about how he became a dangerous super spy. As the thought-provoking narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that gaining his impressive skills caused him to lose some humanity.
I've spent 3 years running. 3 years trying to find out who I am.
You're still not got it all back, have you?
It was incredible to see Born Ultimatum raise serious moral questions and deliver excellent action sequences. The suspenseful train station trek and window jump are both still stunning to watch today. No matter how over the top the film gets, it never loses sight of its intelligent and subversive story. Born Ultimatum definitely proves that its battle-hardened protagonist is so much more than a weapon.
Look at us. Look at what they make you give.
Number 12, Edge of Tomorrow.
You have to listen to me. They know we're coming. They're waiting for us. I have been there. I've seen it. You're all doomed.
Shortly after inexperienced soldier William Cage is sent to the front lines of war against aliens, he appears to die on the battlefield. But he wakes up and relives the events that led to his demise. Upon realizing he's stuck in a time loop, Cage teams up with Emily Blunt's Rita Vratoski in the hopes that he can stop the invaders and live to see tomorrow.
You said to find you when I wake up. You do know what's happening to me.
Come with me.
This Groundhog Day setup is full of gigantic war scenes and scenes where humans expertly use cool exosuits in battle. It also manages to make many of Cage's untimely deaths extremely hilarious. Edge of Tomorrow's creative narrative, futuristic action, and genuine humor will make you want to watch it on repeat.
What's next?
Number 11, Itman 2.
What is...
During Donnie Yen's second outing as legendary martial artist Itman, he struggles to start a Wing Chun school in Hong Kong. Even after he acquires eager students, he still has to fight bias and other masters for the right to teach. Every clash Itman gets into features lightning-fast blows and spectacular choreography. The way the movie blends real-life fighting moves with over-the-top wire work and stunts feels natural for the world. As the stakes and the bouts get increasingly bigger, small dramatic scenes keep the movie grounded. Great fight scenes and complex character work will inspire anyone who watches to push their limits as far as Itman did.
Although people have different status in life, he doesn't believe that one person's integrity is worth more than another's.
Number 10, Top Gun Maverick. Most action franchises that bring back an established star for one last ride decades later fall flat. Top Gun Maverick is the exception. Maverick returns and is just as devil may care. But after he pushes things too far again, he gets one final chance to fly.
Oh, he isn't here yet. Mach 10? Let's give Mach 10.
With Time of Factor, he has to teach a new generation of hotshot pilots to run an impossible mission. While tributes to the original film abound, Top Gun Maverick appeals just as much to new viewers.
You survived that. It's a dogfight all the way home.
All requirements for which you have real-world experience.
It has a likable cast, great music, and a ton of aerial action. Watching this movie will place you firmly in the danger zone, and you won't want to leave. Number 9, Furious 7.
When you find the guy that killed Han, what are you going to do?
Words ain't even been invented yet.
While Fast 5 definitely invigorated the NOS-fueled franchise, the Fast and Furious formula was arguably perfected in Furious 7. The 7th installment features cars attached to big parachutes, daring leaps off of falling vehicles, and The Rock firing a giant turret. And we can't forget the time Dom used a car to jump between skyscrapers. Our family of heroes do it all to get revenge for one of their own and recover a dangerous computer program.
All that trouble for this little thing. With all due respect, Dom, you really did great work back there.
After the main story wraps up, the movie slows down to pay tribute to the late, great Paul Walker. The touching ending served as an unforgettable farewell to a great action star.
You'll always be with me.
Change the game without even knowing.
And you'll always be my brother.
Number 8, Everything Everywhere All at Once. One of the most bizarre films ever made, Everything Everywhere All at Once follows Evelyn, an ordinary woman whose life is turned inside out after she encounters people from multiple parallel universes.
We thought it was some sort of black hole, but it appears to consume more than just light and matter. We don't know exactly what it is. We don't know what it's for, but we can all feel it.
The movie has a broad range of tones. It's a family drama, a surreal comedy, an action movie. It's everything.
Everything okay. I think I forget something at home.
The fight scenes, just like the rest of the movie, are as silly as they are creative. Anything can be a weapon. Everything Everywhere All at Once is a moving look at family and love through an absolutely absurd lens. But life is like that sometimes. Number 7, Skyfall.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death. 007 reporting for duty.
Casino Royale was full of incredible action that helped establish Daniel Craig as Bond. However, it was Skyfall that elevated his take on the character to a new level. After Bond is shot during an awe-inspiring chase scene, he's brought out of retirement to stop the dangerous Raul Silva. But the suave spy has to avoid trains and survive tense shootouts if he wants to succeed.
I do hope that wasn't for me.
But that is.
Javier Bardem's amazing turn as the devious Silva and Craig's portrayal of a weary but willing Bond are both fantastic. Their epic clash is full of emotional beats, stunning revelations, and beautiful cinematography. The fact that Skyfall was once England's highest-grossing film further cements that you shouldn't miss this Bond mission.
So, 007. Lots to be done. Are you ready to get back to work?
Number 6, John Wick Chapter 4. Although every movie in the John Wick franchise is an action masterpiece, the internationally feared assassin saves the best for 4th. We obviously wanted to say last here, but that's still up in the air.
What is he doing here? Mr. Wick is our guest.
Mr. Wick's attempt to end his fellow assassin's pursuit of him culminates in a promised duel that his opponent will do anything to stop from happening. John Wick Chapter 4 is loaded with one spectacular action set piece after another, with the entire film's global scale adding both beautiful locales and new ways for John to kill a lot of people.
Where will it end? Huh?
With him dead.
If there were never another John Wick movie after this one, the series would definitely go out on a high note. Fortunately, plenty of spin-offs seem to be on the way. Number 5, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
有些事我需要想想。
什么事？
一些心里放不下的事。
This incredibly complex and engrossing martial arts epic features some of the most talented actors to have ever worked in the genre. Chow Yun-fat, Zhang Ziyi, Michelle Yeoh, and a few other iconic performers all demonstrate their acting chops and fighting skills in beautiful scenes. While their story has too many breathtaking bouts to describe here, the duel where Xu Lian attempts to face Zhen Yu's with a variety of weapons and moves is a particular film highlight. Their emotional and stunning face-off is just one example of how the movie expertly layers character motivations and symbolism under every one of its fight sequences. The tremendous clashes and epic story of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon also earned it the Oscar for Best Foreign Film.
还记得你说的那个故事吗？
心诚则灵.
Number 4, Mission Impossible Fallout.
We should all be dead.
Why aren't we?
Where's the plutonium?
As Ethan Hunt put everything on the line to save the world from a nuclear plot on screen, Tom Cruise was pulling off risky stunts behind the scenes. He jumped across rooftops for a running scene, flew a helicopter for a chase sequence, and did a high-altitude jump from a plane. All these stunts blew us away while furthering the plot and characters. While these amazing sequences were great, the emotional narrative and callbacks helped make it the franchise's finest film. And the cherry on top was the choice to include Henry Cavill and his arms as a foil to Ethan Hunt.
If you have a problem with my methods, you can always stay behind. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Isn't that the thing?
The 6th installment's exhilarating narrative set a new bar for Mission Impossible films and other thrillers to reach for.
Ethan, if you can hear me, we're ready to make the cut. Ethan, come in.
How do we know if he's got the key?
He'll get it.
Yeah, but how do we know?
He'll get it done.
Number 3, Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2.
When I woke up, I went on what the movie advertisements refer to as a roaring rampage of revenge. I roared and I rampaged.
Since this two-part tale about an assassin trying to get revenge on her former boss, Bill, was originally intended to be a single movie, we'll consider both for one entry. The entire story captured the hearts and imaginations of many viewers. Fans of westerns, pop culture, and martial arts films found plenty of thrilling homages to each genre. Watching title character Beatrix take on former co-workers and goons in wildly different ways made each confrontation surprising and exciting.
When fortune smiles on something as violent and ugly as revenge, it seems proof like no other that not only does God exist, you're doing his will.
Uma Thurman also shook scenes up by portraying a wide variety of assassins' emotions with masterful acting. By the time Beatrix's gripping mission was over, she had become an unforgettable heroine who is still imitated and praised decades later.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding.
Number 2, The Raid. If a group of officers wants to catch a notorious criminal, they must survive a raid on the Kingpin's hideout. Unfortunately, the big bad has many incredibly capable martial artists and outlaws on his payroll. Officer Rama has to fight for his life as his co-workers slowly fall one by one. His scenes contain some of the fastest moves and choreography we've seen this century. Since these awe-inspiring sequences feature great cinematography and less cuts than normal, it feels like you're in the middle of every fray. The straightforward premise and tremendous stunt work led to an awesome sequel that left us breathless again. Even if we never get a third chapter, The Raid stands as a towering genre accomplishment.
Terus ngapain tinggal? Sama alasannya kenapa lu pakai itu seragam. Karena pas.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Although this high-octane post-apocalyptic film doesn't seem like a Best Picture nominee on the surface, it has lots of things going for it underneath its gritty exterior. After Max Rokitansky crosses paths with a determined Furiosa, they form an alliance to escape the evil Immortan Joe. Their thrilling team-up is full of creative editing, has incredibly emotional moments, and involves practical action scenes. Unique characters and earnest performances also made this world memorable.
If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
And while Max's name is in the movie title, Furiosa constantly commands the narrative thanks to Charlize Theron's nuanced and badass portrayal. All of Mad Max's fantastic elements earned it 6 Oscars and near universal praise. It deserves to race to the top of any list of 21st century action films.
Remember me?
Is there an action-packed masterpiece we forgot? We hope your comments about your favorites blow up.
All right, sweetheart. One last ride.
Watch all episodes of Citadel Diana now on Prime Video.